We all enjoy when our trailer for an adaptation of our favorite book comes out, but sometimes they're not all we'd wish they'd turn out to be. Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief is a kickoff to a series by Rick Riordan called Percy Jackson and the Olympians. It begins with a dyslexic kid named Percy Jackson. Him and his friend Grover take a field trip to the Metropolitan Museum, where he finds out that he is the son of Poseidon. Grover then takes Percy to Camp Half-Blood, a place with other Half-Bloods like him. Once he arrives, he is immediately set on a mission to keep a feud among the Olympians from erupting into a war on Earth and rescue his mother from Hades. The book became a huge success after publication, earning $58.7 million and a special place on the shelf. The movie was then made 5 years afterwards, receiving a 2-star rating for many reasons too. The movie opens to Poseidon walking out of the ocean to meet Zeus at the Empire State Building. He begins in his true form and turns into his mortal form. Although this is the way of showing the gods is not the correct way. We learn later in the book that a god's true form can kill any mortal that looks at them, so the fisherman who looks at Poseidon should be dead, but the movie doesn't bring that detail in. Also, Poseidon seems to be a tough-looking man. In the book, he's actually a guy who wears a flowered button-up shirt and looks like a tourist in his mortal form. After they talk, Zeus is seen going into Olympus by going through a wall that he pretty much smashed. In the book, Olympus is accessed through elevators at the bottom of the building. There's a secret button on the elevator that appears once you prove that you have business of being in Olympus. In the book, Percy and Grover are actually in middle school, age 12, and in the movie, they're in high school, age 16. There's about a 4-year difference between the two. The only explanation the directors gave was because they didn't want the movie to seem like Harry Potter. Miss Dodds in the movie is a substitute for Percy's English teacher. In the book, though, she is a pre-algebra teacher. The movie did mention how all demigods have ADHD and dyslexia, which is a plus. When Miss Dodds attacks Percy, Mr. Brunner gives Percy a pen which can magically turn into a sword. Unlike the movie, the book gives the sword the name Riptide. But the movie overlooks this major detail. It is also shown as a click pen instead of a cat pen in the movie. When Percy is taken to the camp, his mother, Grover, and himself are attacked by a Minotaur. In the movie, they imply that the Minotaur kills his mother, but in the book she is merely captured by Hades through the Minotaur. Percy kills the Minotaur by snapping his horn off and using it as a weapon in the book, but in the movie he doesn't physically take off the horn. Instead, the Minotaur runs into a tree when attempt to capture Percy. Percy then grabs the horn from the tree and proceeds to kill the Minotaur. Percy soon wakes up and gets a tour of the camp. While Grover is showing him around, he is met by Mr. Brunner, or Chiron. In the book, he is a white centaur, but in the movie, he is a brown centaur. Percy also meets Annabeth. The book says she has curly blonde hair and gray eyes. In the movie, she has straight brown hair with blue eyes. Another character he meets is Luke. Luke has a scar on his cheek from a dragon attack in the book, but the movie says he receives the scar from when Percy and him fight. In the movie, Percy receives a shield from Luke, but in the book, Tyson makes Percy the shield in the second book. In the movie, some characters are not even presented. Clarice, the camp bully, doesn't appear in the movies till Sea of Monster, even though she is in the first book. In the movie, Persephone is seen being held captive by Hades. In the book, though, Persephone is with her mother because it is summer. When the group leaves the Lotus Hotel, the book says Grover, Percy, and Annabeth all take a taxi. In the movie, though, they all drive out of the hotel in a stolen car. In the book, they get stuck in the hotel due to green cards that make the group want to stay. In the movie, they are drugged with the lotus flowers that dull their senses and make them stay prisoner. Ares is a main character in the book, but Ares is hardly even mentioned in the movie. Percy defeats Medusa using a glass ball in the book. In the movie, Percy has an iPod Touch. In the book, they state specifically when demigods first come to the camp, they don't know who their parents are, but around the bonfire at night, they are acclaimed by their parents. The movie doesn't even mention this detail and just makes the characters know who his dad is. Percy and Luke never fight for the Master Bolt in the book, but in the movie, Luke and Percy fight for the possession of the bolt. These are the most major issues with this movie. There are plenty more that are wrong with this movie, too.